And once again, good evening, everyone, as we welcome you back to the broadcast booth here at Triad High School in Troy. Todd Duke, Mike Ogle along with you once again, and it looks like we are actually going to get a football game at least started as Triad has made their way out onto the field, and here come the Collinsville Kahoks out onto the field as we speak. So it's been quite the lengthy rain delay, an hour and 5 minutes by my count, Mike.
Yeah, we've been sitting up here waiting patiently for the game to start, watching it rain, watching it lightning a little bit, and hearing all kinds of rumors and everything up here. But we do, looks like the game's going to get started. It's just a matter of, 10 minutes, 15 minutes here, I guess, is still up to debate, and maybe we might just get it started right here. The referees are on the field, and looks like everybody's kind of ready to go.
Yeah, we have 7:45 left on the clock before I don't know if it starts or they're going to let them go through some warm-ups again, because these guys have got to be a little cold after they warmed up to begin with and then had to go sit it out for a while.
Yeah, it looks like what we did here is maybe 10 minutes of warm-ups, which it looks like that's exactly what's starting to happen right now. Both Triad and Collinsville out on the field, starting to line up,
doing their little warm-up. So I tell you what, there's now 15 minutes up on the clock, so we're going to go with that and think that the game is going to start here in about 15 minutes. So we will take our first break here in the Cullip Jennings pregame show, and when we come back, Mike Ogle and I will actually talk about some football instead of about some weather. So we'll do that in just a minute here on KHOKSportsNetwork.com.
Are you the main attraction?
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I'm the main attraction in the office.
I am the main attraction on my special day. Become the main attraction.
And we welcome you back to our broadcast booth here at Triad High School on KHOKSportsNetwork.com. Todd Duke, Mike Ogle once again along with you. And we are going to apologize for the second week in a row that we do not have coaches interviews. We are working the bugs out of that one, and we hope to bring you that one next week. We were actually all set to go, but right at the very last second, things just didn't work out. So once again, we apologize. So here we are, finally, as the 0-1 Collinsville Kahoks take on the 0-1 Triad Knights. And Mike, it's a tale of two teams looking for their first win of the season after both teams losing their opener last week.
Losing their opener, and both almost by identical scores too. Collinsville 13-20 against the Althoff Crusaders, a loss, and then Triad with Mattoon 14-20. So looks like on offense they're about the same, and defense about the same. So it should be a good matchup here tonight.
And we remember that matchup last year in Collinsville, Week 2, between these two ball clubs. And it was a lot of ground and pound for the Triad Knights, which is their bread and butter, and they're not going to go away from that again this year.
No, especially not tonight with the weather and the rain and everything. That ball being slick, probably both teams are going to keep keeping it on the ground for the most part. Last year against this team, we saw a lot of deception. They would, get down underneath that big offensive line, and a lot of misdirection, fakes, and that, and was pretty effective against the Kahoks running in that game. So probably see a similar style of football tonight, too.
Yeah, it's called the double wing formation, and Triad uses it pretty much exclusively throughout the whole game. And I believe that last year they threw the ball maybe 3 or 4 times. Last week, Triad threw the ball 12 times, so that's actually
a little bit different than what we've seen before. But their running back there, that Trevor Medved, that's who we're going to be looking for tonight, and that's who's going to have a big game for the Triad Knights here to be successful against the Kahoks. He's going to have a good game.
Yeah, it's a game of turnovers last week for both of these ball clubs. Collinsville actually got a couple of turnovers and scored some points off of them, but unfortunately, Philando Wilkinson threw 3 interceptions. One of those was returned for a touchdown, and Collinsville never quite recovered from that.
No, yeah, it was a tough second half for the Kahoks. They had a few miscues, a few bad penalties there, and a few bad plays. The exchange from the center to the quarterback was an issue, and I think that's been resolved or trying to get better this week. And so, yeah, they just came at bad times last week for the Kahoks. They were looking strong in the first half, and the second half just don't know what happened. That defense was on the field for quite a long time, though, that second half last week.
Triad's head coach is Paul Bausler. He's in his 15th year. They beat Collinsville last year, as we mentioned, in Collinsville. That final score was 27-14. Triad went 9-2 last year. They went 5-0 in the Mississippi Valley Conference. They beat Marion in their first playoff game before losing to Springfield Sacred Heart Griffith. They lose Tyler Kane. He was actually their leading rusher last year. He was their quarterback. He had 1,270 yards on the ground and 21 touchdowns. And so they're going to turn things over to Trevor Medved. Medved last year, 1,117 yards on 116 carries, and he had 7 touchdowns in the 2011 season. Jake Sauer is also back. He had 572 yards on 112 carries last year, so they definitely run the ball a lot more than they pass the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see with the new quarterback this year, Jason Barber, for the Triad. We'll see if that changes up a little bit. It looks like from last week's game, 105 yards, 7 for 12 on the passing. But, last year with Kane and Medved, you just had those two kind of running next to each other, and as soon as one of them got hit, he kind of gave the ball away to the other one, and they took off around the corners. So, kind of a unique style of play there last year. We'll see if that continues tonight with the new quarterback.
And we will mention the name Eddie Lusk tonight. And for those of you Collinsville Kahawk fans, if that name rings a bell with you, well, he's a transfer into Triad from Collinsville last year. And in that loss against Mattoon last week, Lusk carried the ball 4 times for 27 yards, averages 6.8 a carry. So they have 4 guys that they'll run the ball with, including the quarterback, Jason Barber, who, as you mentioned, went 7 for 12 for 105 yards. He also threw 2 interceptions, and Triad fumbled the ball away 3 times last week, too. So they had 5 turnovers in last week's loss.
Yeah, I believe Eddie Lusk, 3 receptions as well. I believe last week they had I think the first drive for Triad last week was a 72-yard pass. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think they had a long one. And that would account for some of that yardage on there for Jason Barber.
Yeah, when you come and try out for the Triad High School football team and you raise your hand to be a receiver, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You're not going to be making many catches.
Yeah, it's sprints all night without touching the ball probably most of the time. But, Triad always puts out a good team every year after year. And like I said, the weather, the rain, it's wet out there. Probably going to be an unpredictable game here on some of these, with the ball coming loose and turnovers and that tonight.
Ball security is going to be a big issue, whether it's through the air or on the ground. That ball is going to be wet. The ground is going to be wet, and we saw when Triad ran out of the field, a couple of their guys fell down in the slick grass. So we'll see. Trevor Medved and Jason Barber each had a touchdown last week. Let's turn things over now to the Collinsville side. Philando Wilkinson, 5 of 14 last week for 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Unfortunately, the glaring number that sticks out is the 3 interceptions.
Yeah, the one big interception, the the big lineman from Althoff. I can't remember his name. 74, I believe his number was. Gosh, he was a beast. 6'3", 360 pounds. Tried to do a little screen pass over the top of him, and then that didn't quite work out. He was able to ramble along for about a 45-yard touchdown, interception there. So, the second half, the Kahoks were a little flat last week, and hopefully we can rebound now. Philando Wilkinson going to be wearing number 2 tonight.
Yes.
Instead of the 26 that he started the year off with. So maybe that'll be something that could change us in the right direction.
Well, Philando was also the leading rusher last week. He ran the ball 15 times for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. He averaged 4.7 yards a carry. So when your quarterback is your, of course, leading passer and your leading rusher, things didn't really go that well.
Yeah, we thought we'd see a little bit more out of Kennedy Mayweather, number 34 running back. He was 14 attempts for 23 yards, not quite the performance he was wanting to get out of the gate. So hopefully that'll change tonight, get him a few more yards on each carry here. I think he was only averaging, 1.6. So Kennedy Mayweather needs to become part of this offense to take off some of that pressure on Philando.
And the receiving corps, Zach Mathis and Chuck Lamb, both had 2 catches for 30 and 21 yards respectively. Damian Berkla caught the touchdown pass from Philando Wilkinson for 19 yards.
Yeah, Zach Mathis, the 85, the tight end. Kahoks going to a tight end this year. Didn't see much of that last year, so something different seemed to be working out good for him. Like I said, I think we get a little bit more established running game with Mayweather, and probably put some more points on the board, a little bit more than we did last week.
Philando Wilkinson also handles the punting duties. In that aspect of the game, he did pretty well. 7 kicks for 305 yards. He averaged just about 44 yards a kick.
Yeah, there was no issue there in the punting from Philando. That was pretty good. A little shaky on the coverage, the kick return coverage starting the game. The second half, the Kahoks got better. But there was some big runs on the kickoff returns for Althoff last week, so they got to watch that.
Dwayne York is the punter for Triad, and they didn't punt at all last week.
Yeah. and they lost still.
Yeah.
So, pretty crazy game, I guess that was. And hopefully they'll be punting a lot tonight.
Hopefully they will. Well, there are a couple.
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead, Dad.
There are a couple of changes in the starting lineup for Collinsville tonight. We'll take a break here on the Cullip Jennings pregame show, and when we come back, we will give you the starting offense for your Collinsville Kahoks. That comes your way next on KHawkSportsNetwork.com.
If you hold the radical theory that a financial advisor should simplify things without making you feel simple.
If you believe a financial advisor should keep you in the loop and not in the dark.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
me back once again to the broadcast booth here at Triad High School. Todd Duke and Mike Ogle along with you as we are just about set for kickoff between the Triad Knights and the Collinsville Kahoks. Triad won the toss, but they have elected to defer, so Collinsville will get the ball back first, and we'll start on offense first. And here are your offensive starters. Philando Wilkinson, the 6'1" senior, weighs 185 pounds. He's your starting quarterback. Kennedy Mayweather, a 5'9" senior at 160 pounds, is your starting running back. Lionel Burks, he is a senior at 5'10" and 210 pounds. He is the starting fullback. Your receiving crew, same as last week. Damian Burkla, the senior, 5'7", 155 pounds. Chuck Lamb is 170 pound, 5'11" junior. And Zach Mathis will have the tight end position. He stands at 6 foot, 195 pounds, and he is a junior. The couple of changes that we need to tell you about are on the offensive line. Sam Wilkinson, who was your center last week, is not going to perform those duties this week. That job will go to Josh McLean. He is a 6 foot, 225 pound senior. Ryan Crow not getting the start tonight. In his stead will be Josh Harris. He is a 6'4", 230 pound junior. Then you have Drew Pikey, the 6'5", 275 pound senior. Nate Givens, the 5'9", 260 pound junior. And Justin Akeley, the 6 foot, 235 pound junior. We are just about ready to go. Triad is lined up. Ball sits on the 40-yard line. Dylan Johnson and Jordan Miller are back deep to take the kickoff, and here is the kickoff. We are finally underway, just a little bit late as the ball rolls into the end zone for a touchback, and it was a good thing that the player for the Kahoks didn't touch the ball.
Yeah, I think we all held our breath there for a minute as that ball kind of squibbed down the field, and luckily for the Kahoks, it did roll into the end zone, so a good start here on the 20-yard line. And these Kahoks need to get the ball rolling here early.
That was Cornelius Walker back there to collect that. He was back there with Jordan Miller, so Dylan Johnson did not go back for the kickoff as he did in the last game. Walker had one punt return last week for 17 yards. But here the Collinsville Kahoks go on offense, and it looks like Walker is going to stay out there in the wide receiver spot all the way on the far side of the field as you have Damian Burkla lined up on the near side, and in the slot is Zach Mathis. In the shotgun is Philando Wilkinson. He takes the snap. He takes it right up to his face mask, which is a lot better than off the top of the shoes. He runs around to his right-hand side and gets about 3 yards before he is brought down by a host of Knights.
Yeah, design play there by the Kahoks off the right-hand side. Philando nowhere to go. Nice penetration there by the Triad Knights to stop the run. No gain, it looks like. Maybe about a yard, I guess, Todd?
Yeah, I think they gave him a couple.
We're kind of...
It's like 2. All the way over on the far side of the field, there's the...
Yeah, we're getting used to this. The accommodation up here a little cramped up here in the box, and it's warm, and
the windows are tinted.
The windows are tinted, so
which
we got quite the...
nice for a nice sunshiny game, but
yeah.
It's a little on the dark side.
We're going to do our best here tonight, and we're kind of far away from the field here, so is there a timeout call?
Looks like we already have problems with the field. Looks like one of the guys out there trying to replace a divot can't do it on the outset, so both teams have kind of huddled up on their sidelines while the referees go over some notes.
Yeah, the condition of this field. The field looks great when we showed up today. Still looks good. I'm afraid it's not going to look that good once these two teams get done here tonight in a couple hours.
Rain came down in buckets there for about 20-25 minutes. Now we're getting back to action. Once again, Cornelius Walker lines up on the far side. Burkla lines up on the near side. Still a little confusion going on out there with the referees as they are all standing at the line of scrimmage. So we'll wait and see what...
It looks like everything's good there.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, they're trying to keep notes, and I would imagine their paper's wet. It's going to be kind of hard. So, for those of you watching visually on KHOKsports.com, as you can tell, Triad moving from right to left. They have the black trousers and the red jerseys with the black helmets. The Kahoks in their purple pants with the white jerseys and, of course, the purple helmets. Wilkinson in shotgun once again. 2 running backs behind him, and the direct snap. I don't think that was meant to happen, but it did. And with the ball was Lionel Burks, and Burks was lucky to get a couple of yards up close to the 25-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 6 to go for Collinsville to get a 1st down.
Yeah, they got a few yards on that play. The snap looked like it was a little wide, better wide than low, like it was all last week. So we'll see how this center does tonight.
Same formation. This time Burke stands on the left side of Philando Wilkinson. Wide receivers near and far, Walker and Berkla. Now rolling out to his left-hand side. There's a pass. It's complete up the middle of the field. That is to Zach Mathis. And Mathis picks up a first down and about 6 yards plus.
Yeah, I think they caught the Knights. Triad completely off there on that play. Mathis completely wide open in the middle. A great throw. And able to move the chains down. What a nice play by the Kahoks.
First down of the game for Collinsville. That moves the chains. And Collinsville will have it 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line, 10.5 minutes to play here in this first quarter. If you're just joining us, don't worry. You haven't missed much. We had a big-time rain delay, about an hour and 15 minutes. Here's a handoff, and this one's going to go up the middle. It's a nice run, and he's got it going all the way to the house. Here we go, down to the 10, down to the 5, and a touchdown, Kennedy Mayweather. Kennedy Mayweather with the touchdown. 10:15 left to play here in this first quarter, and Collinsville takes a quick 6-0 lead.
Oh, so
yeah, we have a
great
problem
play.
with the windows.
Great blocking there by the K-Hawk offensive line to spring Mayweather free, and once he got through, there was no catching him. He was gone. As they line up here, I guess they're going to take the extra point.
Try the extra point after a 69-yard run by Kennedy Mayweather for a touchdown. And that
exactly what the K-Hawks need to get
blows
on the board
away
early.
His total yardage from last week.
Yes.
I mean, he only had 23, and now we have a flag on the play.
Well,
Possible delay of game or movement, I would guess.
I seen Mayweather in practice a few weeks ago. He definitely is fast. I don't think he just had the opportunity last week to showcase that speed. He just did right there and looked great.
Movement on the line by Collinsville, so that'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll try an even longer extra point. In to kick the extra point once again is Josh Calvin, the 5'9", 140-pound junior. He is a soccer player, and he wears the bright yellow shoes. Collinsville trying to add on the extra point. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up, and it is good. I'm going to wait for the referees this time.
Yeah, you were second guess last week a couple times on that. So, yeah, great play, great drive by the K-Hawks to come out. They converted on the third down, came out on first down with a 69-yard run by Kennedy Mayweather, and they're up 7-0 here early.
10:15 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Collinsville, as they will get set to kick it off once again, or for the first time tonight. Those of you watching on KHawkSportsNetwork.com, we have to deal with a couple of sliding windows to show you some views here, so bear with us on that.
I'm kind of working double duty here, so no, we'll figure this out. Yeah, we couldn't get the camera out because of the rain, and I think right now we wish we were all outside with the humidity inside this press box, but we'll work with what we got here, Todd, and a K-Hawk win tonight will make this a little bit easier to working conditions. So
the kicker for the for the Knights is Dwayne York. He had 3 kickoffs last week, averaged 58 yards a kickoff, so he's another soccer player who has a good leg. But right now it's Collinsville's turn to kick, and last
week the kicks weren't the problem. It was kind of early on in the game. The coverage was a little lacking, but
Andrew Van Claven will put a boot into it. He does so. It's a nice kick, and it's going to be right at the 10-yard line, and it's picked up there by Triad, and Trevor Medved's going to take it to midfield before he's finally brought down.
Yeah, nice run back there. Exactly what we were talking about. Hoping not to happen. The KHawkSportsNetwork.com broadcast is brought to you by Redmond Insurance Agency in Collinsville. Taking care of your life and family for 3 generations. Contact Kai and Bogey Redmond, RedmondAgency.com.
So Triad, for the first time tonight, will have the ball on offense. Jason Barber comes out and brings his team up to the line of scrimmage, which is always a very tight formation. And look for Trevor Medved to get the ball a number of times here. As they employ that double wing, they have wide receivers on the near and far. And a man goes into motion. Here is the ball, and looks like a fumble maybe.
Yeah, looks like a bad exchange here between the center and quarterback. They got it back, fell on it. I believe Barber fell on that ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was intending on keeping that ball on the first play of the game or not, or trying to hand it off, but from that formation, it's hard to tell. They're all bunched up.
Well, that's the typical Triad formation. They keep it tight, and, they don't want you to see what they're doing in that backfield. They got some big offensive linemen there that don't allow it.
So, once again, second down and 10 as the ball rests on the 47-yard line. Not quite to midfield for Medved on the run back, but a pretty good run back nonetheless. Man in motion once again. Here is the pitch back to the man in motion, and he barely held on to that ball. Nope, that's a fumble. And Collinsville has it.
Yes, they do, Todd. Yeah.
I believe.
What a hit there in the backfield.
Brandon Fisher, maybe, the junior, fell on top of that ball after the hit. And Reichert with the hit.
Yeah, not quite sure who put the hit on the running back there. A little pitch out to the back, and as soon as he got the ball, he was immediately hit and created the fumble. So
the first turnover of the game belongs to the Collinsville Kahoks, and they will have the ball 1st and 10. And the ball is on the 43-yard line of the Triad Knights. And once again, Philando Wilkinson and company come out and have it in great field position. Wide receivers near and far. Here comes the handoff, and this one is going to go to the right-hand side.
Yeah,
and
nice
it looks like that was Eric Finch, the sophomore, that ran the ball.
Yeah, real nice run there, about 8 yards on the gain around the left-hand side. Collinsville looking good here starting off in great field position after that turnover.
So second down and a very short couple of yards for Collinsville to get as they've moved the ball up to the 35-yard line of the Triad Knights. 8:52 left to play here in the first quarter. Collinsville already leading 7-0 as the rain picks up just a little bit. And once again, we have two wide receivers on the near side, and one of them comes into motion as Wilkinson keeps the ball and dives for the first down, and he might have gotten it.
Yeah, he's going to be close. A little fake there to the man in motion, and then just took it straight up the middle. Looks like it's going to bring up a third down. He's short by a couple yards. Maybe 1 yard, it looks like.
Sure would have helped if I could have seen it all.
Well, I know it's
slid
tough
the
up here,
windows right
but
in front of me. Oh, dealing with this stuff in this high school booth is crazy, kids. We are way up here, too. Long way down. So short, they call it. Third down and about 1.5 yards. Wilkinson has the high snap, but it goes right into the hands of Mayweather, and Mayweather busted on the run. He gets a first down and a little bit more, all the way down to the 28-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play for Mayweather, and that's going to move the chains for the Collinsville Kahoks on one of the weirdest bad snaps you'll ever see.
What a great play there. The snap was high. It went right through Filando's hands, but it went right to the running back. And he was able to pick up about 7 yards. Great run there, right up the middle. It kind of froze the defense, I think.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line for the Collinsville Kahoks. They're deep into Triad territory. Split backs for Philando Wilkinson. Wide receiver on each side of the field. Rolling out to his right is Wilkinson. Now he's going to take it up the middle. He has a little bit of room before he runs into a red shirt, but gets it all the way up to the 25-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play for Philando Wilkinson.
Yeah, and he was looking on the right side down the sideline down there. Didn't have a man open. Just tucked it in and took it up the middle where he's met immediately there. But short gain, but we'll take it.
Clock continues to run, 7:15 and counting. Second down and about 8 to go for first down for Collinsville as they need to get it to the Triad 18-yard line. So
yeah, 7's in there now, Todd.
That.
Mitch Rising, the sophomore quarterback.
So, new quarterback in. Not sure what happened to Philando Wilkinson. And there's a snap, and the handoff goes to Mayweather, and Mayweather gets it up to the 25-yard line, a gain of about 0.5 yard on the play, and that's going to bring up third down.
And here comes Zabalia back in. I think Connor Zabalia was in the play before that and had to come out for some kind of equipment issue. But, Philando, I'm not sure. We'll have to investigate, see what happened with Philando.
Connor Zabalia had one play last week when he was at quarterback, and it was a bad snap that went over his head, so he was actually credited with a 20-yard loss on the running play. As now Collinsville is faced with a 3rd and long. And back to throw is Zabalia. He has a man open, and right at the 20-yard line, the ball was dropped, and they say he was never caught. So an incomplete pass, which would have gave Collinsville a 4th and about 2 to go for a first down if he would have held on. That was Cornelius Walker. 6:06 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Collinsville. They were in great position to put some more points on the board. Might be a little far for the kicker, Josh Calvin, to try a field goal here. And again, Philando Wilkinson was also the punter, so if he's out, we'll have to see what's going to happen. And it looks like they're lining up like they're going to go for it. Zabalia barks out the signals and a flag on the play.
Yeah, Chuck Lamb, number 9, jumped a little early out there at wide receiver.
Rain still coming down thanks to the remnants of Hurricane Isaac. For those of you that have been living under a rock and don't know what's going on, but everything was delayed here by about an hour and 10 minutes. So
we
it's
saw
going to be a
some
late
rain,
night.
didn't we?
Yes, we did. Just about before we were ready to go on with the pregame show.
Okay. I think they're going to change it up a little bit there.
Well, it backs them up 5 more yards, so now the line of scrimmage is on the 30-yard line. It's 4th down. Zabalia, he's going to go back and he's going to try to pass. Now he's going to tuck it in, he's going to run, and he's going to get back up to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So a turnover on downs for Collinsville. We'll give the ball back to Triad, and they will have the ball at their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, turnover on downs. KHawkSportsNetwork.com broadcast brought to you by Collinsville Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. For any reason, make it Collinsville Jennings. Order worldwide at CollinsvilleJennings.com. Also, real quick, Todd, we got a Wally bag giveaway in the month of September
awesome.
at the shop. So
Daughter
people
loves
just
the
want to
Wally
stop
bags.
in and fill out the entry form, and we're giving away a free one this month.
Jason Barber back underneath center once again. You'll never see him in shotgun, I don't think. Medved goes into motion. Barber keeps the ball, or does he hand it off? He hands it off.
Yeah, I think.
And it looks like Jake Sauer. Jake Sauer with the run, and it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
That was about it. K-Hawk defense was all over that. They tackled Barber. They tackled everybody back there because I don't think they knew who had the ball, but
they just knew it was coming up the middle.
They knew it was coming up the middle, and they stopped everybody. So a good play on the defense here.
Maybe one of these days we'll get a report on Philando Wilkinson, find out what happened with him. As Triad brings the ball back up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him about a half a yard on that play. So 2nd down and 9 from the 29. As we have a man in motion once again. This time they're going to go ahead and give it to Sauer once again. And Sauer is going to get a couple of yards, but a nice play by Collinsville's defense once again to keep it to a minimum gain.
We're able to meet him there in the backfield. He just lunged forward there for a couple yards, able to break free, but good play again by the defense. Brings up 3rd and about 4.
This has got to be one of the most challenging play-by-play positions ever. I'm telling you what. 4:50 left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Collinsville after a 69-yard touchdown run by Kennedy Mayweather. And now we have a whistle on the play.
Looks like an equipment issue.
Yeah.
One of the linemen for Triad needs an adjustment there, but
so that's fixed. And we're back to a 3rd and about 4 to go for Triad for a first down. And there's a false start by Triad.
Yeah, running back started a little early there, and they could have.
It's like one of the linemen stepped on his quarterback's foot, too. He came out of that limping.
Yeah.
So that'll help the K-Hawks out.
Yes, it will. Back them up 5 yards there. We're still
back to the original line of scrimmage, just about 31-yard line. 3rd down and 9 to go now for a first down for Triad. Collinsville leads 7-0. 4.5 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Todd Duke and Mike Ogle along with you, plus the various other cast of characters.
We got everybody up here tonight.
And now we see Barber in shotgun. And Medved goes into motion. Here's the snap. Barber is going to roll out to his right-hand side. He has a little bit of room. And finally, he is brought down. He's going to be short of the first down. So Triad will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, only short by about a yard. That was close, but a good stop there by the K-Hawks to bring up 4th down here. We just need a nice return.
Rain continues to fall. You got to hand it to both the Triad fans and the K-Hawk fans for sticking around in this one, and there's a lot of them here.
Yeah, we were just about ready to start about 15 minutes from game time, and the rain came and lightning, and they took everybody in the gym, and all the kids were there in the gym floor kind of doing a little spirit chant against each other.
4th down, Triad will have to punt the ball away as the ball sits on their own 37-yard line. Back deep for Collinsville. A couple of players. Here's the punt. It's end over end, and it's going to bounce in front of the 2 men that are set to take it, and they just let it roll on past, and it's going to be downed at the 20-yard line. So Collinsville will begin their second drive of the night from the 20-yard line.
Probably the best thing there for the K-Hawks, just let that ball roll. And
in this weather, you do not want to try to pick up a slippery ball.
KHawkSportsNetwork.com broadcast is brought to you by Her Funeral Home, supporting the K-Hawks and the community for generations. Online at herfuneral.com.
I think I did that last year. Her Funeral Home. No, it's Her Funeral.
Her Funeral, yeah.
.com. So Collinsville back out on offense once again. You have Chuck Lamb on the far side of the field and Damian Berkla lining up on the near side of the field as once again Connor Zabalia is your quarterback. Here's the snap. It's a little bit high, and there is the handoff to Mayweather once again, and Mayweather got back to the line of scrimmage.
Actually, I believe that was 46 Lionel Burks.
Okay.
Todd, on that. I have the.
You have the binoculars.
I have the binoculars out. I'm kind of. I can see a little bit better because we're about a mile away. It seems like.
Yes, as if you can't tell on KHawkSportsNetwork.com with the video stream running, it's far away.
Those little white dots are the K-Hawks.
Yes. Zabalia once again in shotgun. Here is the snap, and once again it's a little bit high, and he throws the ball into the ground, and that's a shame because Berkla was wide open.
Yeah, Berkla on that
would have probably got at least 5 or 6 yards before any contact was made.
Yeah, that ball didn't come out of his hand real well. Berkla was on the crossing pattern, was open.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 from Collinsville's 21-yard line after a 1-yard run by Lionel Burks.
I believe they're 2 for 3 right now on 3rd downs. This would be a nice one to make here.
Burks once again back there, as well as Kennedy Mayweather, and back to pass is Zabalia. He throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Triad, and down to the 20-yard line goes Cole Haggard, the 5'6", 129-pound senior. Not a big guy at all. But you know what? You don't have to be big to catch the ball.
No, and from the snap to, the snap was kind of floated back there, and the ball thrown was kind of floated back there. You need to be a little bit more crisper, sharper on that, and to avoid those kind of things.
So each team now with a turnover in this first quarter, 2:33 left in the first quarter. Collinsville has that 7-0 lead after a 69-yard run by Kennedy Mayweather. And now Triad has excellent field position on Collinsville's 20, 1st down and 10. Man in motion. Here is the handoff. The handoff goes to Sauer, and Sauer is going to go close. 1 yard short of the end zone.
Boy, just a run-off tackle there. Sauer untouched for about the first 15, 20 yards of that run. Puts it right down on the 1 yard line. He was stretching out there and just couldn't quite make it to the goal. So goal line defense for the K-Hawks here. Need a big stop.
That we do. 1st and goal from the 1 yard line for the Triad Knights as they look to answer the touchdown already on the board for the Collinsville K-Hawks. Once again, Barber comes out underneath center. One man behind him, and that is Jake Sauer. Haven't heard a lot of Medved. Medved's the man in motion. They give to Sauer, and I don't know if he got through or not.
I think he did.
Yep. The referee on the near side called a touchdown. I was looking at the one on the far side, and he didn't put his hands up, so Triad answers.
Yeah, I was watching Medved there lining up in the slot before he went in motion, thinking he was going to get it, but they let Sowers take that one in, I guess probably because of that nice run that played before there. So 1 yard touchdown.
My calculations have it as Medved, the only time he's touched the ball is on the kickoff.
Right.
In for the extra point for Triad is Dwayne York. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So we are tied 7-7 with 2:05 left to play here in this first quarter.
And Todd, this KHawkSportsNetwork.com broadcast is brought to you by Lady K-Hawk Soccer Boosters. Become a booster of the ladies soccer team. Head to KHawkSports.com, talk to Clay Smith, and let him know you want to become a member of the K-Hawk Kickers today.
Well, had a couple of turnovers, as I mentioned in the game. Collinsville could not capitalize on Triad's turnover, but Triad didn't take them very long to capitalize on Collinsville's turnover.
That's right, yeah. Just that 5 minutes went from momentum on the K-Hawks to back to Triad, and it resulted in a touchdown. Rain's coming down a little bit harder now.
Well, as long as there's no lightning, we're good. 7-7 contest. Dwayne York is going to go back to kick the ball off for Triad. Back deep is Cornelius Walker. And I wish I could tell you who the other guy was.
Well,
get out those binoculars.
Number 1 and number 45, it looks like.
45?
Maybe 43.
46? 43. Matt Hill. Because we don't have a 45.
43.
Matt Hill and Cornelius Walker back deep. York puts a boot into it. It's high and it's angled toward the far sideline, and with the ball is Hill, and Hill tries the near side, make that the far side, has a little bit of running room before he's finally brought down just short of the 50-yard line. So another good starting field position for Collinsville. They had 2 drives start on their own 20 and couldn't capitalize. Well, they did on the first one.
Yep.
And then they had one in Triad territory that they couldn't capitalize on, and this one is close to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, good starting position for the K-Hawks here. Be interesting to see what we're going to do. The last set of downs didn't work out too good.
Looks like we have Eric Finch lined up as the tight end in this one in the slot. He comes into motion. There's the snap, and he gets the handoff, does Finch, and he tries it around the left-hand side. Now the ball, maybe that was, never mind, that was Kennedy Mayweather.
Kennedy Mayweather, yeah. 46, Lionel Burks out in front of him with a nice block. One Triad defender there grabbed that jersey, or that would have been probably a first down there by Mayweather.
Gain of about 3 on the play. That'll put the ball almost at midfield. We'll call it the 49.5-yard line. 90 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. We're knotted at 7. Cornelius Walker is going to line up on the far side. Berkla on the near side. Mayweather and Lionel Burks will be your running backs.
Mayweather's jersey's about hanging off of him.
Something's hanging off of him. And Zabalia takes the snap. It's high once again. He is going to try to follow Mayweather, but shifts directions and heads the other way and barely gets back up to the line of scrimmage. If not, he lost about a half a yard.
Yeah, it took a couple big licks there along with it. Good hits there.
Well, Lionel Burks and Mayweather went to the left-hand side, and that's initially where Connor Zabalia was running, and then he shifted directions and went back to the right-hand side where he really didn't have any protection.
Well, I think he was going to hand that ball off. I think he may have missed the handoff with the snap kind of being outside. But, yeah, kind of a broken play there maybe.
Yeah, we went from low snaps to high snaps. Low snaps this week, high snaps this week. You know what I meant. Zabalia lines up at shotgun once again. Same players. Walker on the far side. Berkla, there's a snap over Zabalia's head just like last week. He's going to have to fall on it, and he does so. All the way back at the 35-yard line. That's going to be a huge loss on the play. Unfortunately, it's going to go against Zabalia in the rushing stats like the last one did last week against Althoff. And that.
Yeah, Zabalia, nothing he could do on that play. He did the right thing, just falling on it. Brings up 4th down.
Loss of 15 on that play.
And I guess we're going to have to see a new punter here. I guess Philando is hurt. Number 10 looks like he's back for the K-Hawks.
That is the end of the first quarter. We are knotted 7-7. We will keep it here and talk about this one for a second.
Well, this K-Hawk Sports Network.com broadcast is brought to you by Lady K-Hawk Softball Boosters. Become a booster today. Head to khawksports.com. Click on the Lady K-Hawk Softball logo to contact Coach Kulda to find out how to support your Lady K-Hawk basketball team. Lady K-Hawk Softball.
Triad is going to have some excellent starting field position once again as they will start on their own 35-yard line, and they'll start with a fresh 12 minutes on the clock. So we'll see what happens after this. Well, it's 4th down, and 22 after the botched snap that went over Zabalia's head as the referee lays a towel on top of the football to try to keep it dry. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, it is coming down out there still. I don't think it's been any change since the game started.
Back deep. Oh, excuse me. Going through puberty again. Enjoyed it so much the first time around. Back deep is Trevor Medved for Triad, along with Clayton Monroe as our place kicker is going to try his hand at punting here. That's an end-over-end punt. It's going to hit the ground, and everybody probably will just let it go as it rolls across the 30-yard line to about the 28-yard line. So not a bad punt there by Collinsville.
He was at number 10, Josh Calvin.
Yeah. He usually handles the place-kicking duties and the kickoff duties.
And he's the punter again tonight. Again, no word on Philando, but he was out of the game early. And Connor Zabaya came in to take over the quarterbacking duties. We'll mention All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees has all kinds of K-Hawk apparel, and we'll do custom apparel orders. Mike and Michelle Reichert are proud supporters of the K-Hawks. All Pro Tees.
Back into that double wing formation once again. Jake Sauer is back there behind Bourbon, and the ball this time, I believe, handed to Medved. That's the first time we've called his number on offense.
Yeah, just straight up the middle, nowhere to go. Matt even lost a yard, half a yard there.
They're going to place the ball right at the 30-yard line, so it looked like he gained about a half a yard, according to the yardsticks on the far side of the field.
Yeah. I'm looking at it backwards, I guess.
7-7 score. Both teams scoring a touchdown in the first quarter. Collinsville's came on a 69-yard run from Kennedy Mayweather. Jake Sauer with a 1-yard run for Triad. And Sauer and Medved, the split backs behind Barber once again. Second down and about 9 to go for Triad as Collinsville moved.
Jumped over there, kind of loaded up here on this right side, Triad was.
Queron King guilty of the infraction there. And that'll give Triad 5 more yards, and that'll shorten up the yardsticks a little bit. Instead of 2nd and 9, it's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 35-yard line. 11 minutes left to play here in this second quarter. 7-7 contest between these two longtime rivals. And now we have another flag on the play. Too many men on the field. Legal substitution. I saw number 15 running off the field there at the last second, and Cody Wigington didn't get off the field in time.
Yeah, they'll back that up, I believe.
So he got that 5-yard back. Got the 5 yards back that Collinsville lost on the movement by Queron King. So, we just erase everything except for about 8 seconds on the clock. 7-7, back to a 2nd and 9 situation for Triad from their own 30-yard line. And Collinsville needs a couple of defensive stops here to get the ball back in pretty decent field position on a really raw night for kickers. Barber, once again, has split backs behind him. One of those is Jake Sauer. And Jake Sauer gets the ball. No, he doesn't.
Nope, fake up the middle, and
Barber kept it.
Barber kept it, quarterback keeper. Designed that way. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage, though.
Well, it got a little bit more than that. After the ball was backed up once again to the 30-yard line, now the ball stands on the 34-yard line, so it's 3rd and 5 for Triad. 10 minutes left to play here in this second quarter. 7-7 game as the rain intensifies.
Now here it comes.
Not as bad as it was earlier, and we have had no lightning since that initial storm went through, but again, this is a remnant of a hurricane, so it's that constant spinning motion that'll bring more bands of bad weather as the night goes on. And now we have another whistle, and this time we're going to have a timeout called by Triad. So, first timeout taken in the ball game by either one of these ball clubs, and it comes with 9:46 left to play in the second quarter of a 7-7 game.
Yeah, Todd, it's time to buy a house again, whether buying or selling. For all of your real estate needs, call RE/MAX Alliance, serving K-Hawk country and beyond. 618-345-2111, or visit them on the web at metroeastliving.com. While we're in this timeout, I also like to thank Pack Mail. Pack Mail, locally owned. They live in your community and treat you like you're their neighbor because you are. Visit them at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Pack Mail, we ship anything, anywhere.
Well, no report on what happened to Philando Wilkinson, but we just found out that he's on the sideline throwing again, so we'll see if he comes back in during the next series. But first, it's up to Collinsville's defense to stop Triad here on 3rd and 5 from Triad's 34-yard line. Once again, referee covers up the ball with a white towel. Now, is the white towel dry? Or he covered up the wet ball with a wet towel?
Well, I'm sure there's a few balls in motion down there from play to play and a few towels. So the refs are doing the best they can for these kids to keep it dry. And
they are doing a stand-up job. All right, back to action. 3rd and 5 from Triad's 34-yard line. 7-7 game. Big stop here needed by Collinsville. Here's the snap, and here is the handoff, and it goes absolutely nowhere. Matter of fact, it looks like a fumble, and Collinsville got it back.
Yeah, I think that was a bad exchange there by the center. The whole line kind of fell back, and yeah, nice turnover there by the Kahoks. Way to go.
Second turnover for Triad. Collinsville has a turnover as well on an interception by Connor Zabalia. And Zabalia is back out there as the quarterback.
So we're not the only ones having snapping center issues here. That's two that have been on the ground from that exchange here by Triad tonight.
Lamb lines up on the near side. Walker lines up on the far side. Zabalia is back out there and has Kennedy Mayweather and Lionel Burks back with him. And the handoff goes to Mayweather, and Mayweather busts through the line. He's across the the 25, where he's finally brought down. That's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be real close, Todd. What a great run there by Mayweather. Just took it up the right-hand side. Just looked like he was running downhill.
Ball started on the 35-yard line, so once again, Collinsville, excellent starting field position. And they're going to go ahead and give him the first down, so we're going to move the chains, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kahoks from the Triad Knights 25-yard line. And once again, Mayweather and Burks are your running backs. As Zabalia remains in at quarterback at the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands it off once again to Mayweather. Mayweather gets it across the line of scrimmage and picks up about 1.
That ball, I was looking through the binoculars there. That ball kind of almost squeezed out of Mayweather's arm there. Could have been wet, and I'm sure he's wet after that last play. So he was able to hold on to it at least and pick up a couple yards there for the Kahoks.
So 2nd down and about 9 to go. Collinsville needs to get to the 15-yard line for another fresh set of downs. Walker lines up on the far side. Ham on the near side. Once again, Mayweather and Burke. Burke is behind Zabalia. And now Zabalia gets another bad snap, but he takes it across and gets it up to the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
So he picked up about 4 on the busted play. As it looks like it was going to be a handoff to Mayweather once again, as Burke was the one off to Zabalia's right-hand side, and he took off toward the line of scrimmage right on the snap, so Mayweather was probably going to get that handoff.
Yeah, another kind of ball kind of bouncing around a little bit in Zabalia's hand there, but able to tuck it away and pick up a couple.
This time, Mayweather lines up as a slot receiver.
Big third down.
And Burks is to the left-hand side of Zabalia. Big third down and about 6 to go. Now Mayweather comes into motion. Here's the snap. It's high, and Zabalia's in trouble. He tries to get out of it and can't. Gets back up to the 20-yard line, and that's about all she wrote for that one. I believe that, again, that was supposed to go to Mayweather.
Yeah, I
Wet
agree
ball
with you
is playing havoc with both teams out there.
Yes, it is, and we knew that was going to be an issue coming into the game tonight with the rain, but looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down again.
Rain is lightened up. They need about 6 yards for the first down. They place the ball on the 21-yard line of Triad. And Burks and Mayweather are your running backs once again. Here's the snap. Zabalia is going to go back to pass. He pump fakes. He almost gets sacked. Now he's trying to spin out of it, and he can't do it. He lost a couple of yards on the play.
Yeah.
So Triad will take over. They'll take over on their own 22-yard line with 7:20 left to play here in this second quarter of a 7-7 game.
KahawkSportsNetwork.com sponsor Orchard Show. Family owned and operated since 1968. Complete auto care, U-Haul, and friendly, courteous customer service every time. OrchardShell.com.
So here comes Jason Barber and the Triad Knights back on offense once again. Under center is Barber. He has a host of running backs behind him. Man goes into motion. That's Medved. Medved gets the pitch, and it's smelled out by Collinsville initially, but Medved broke a couple of tackles and gets himself up across the 25-yard line to about the 27-yard line. So a gain of 5 on the play will bring up a second down and 5 for Triad.
Yeah, K-Hawk defense was right in the right place there to stop him in the backfield. Just a broken tackle there. The power from the running back. Unable to bring him down, but able to pick up about 5 yards, I guess, huh?
6:50 left to play here in the second quarter. 7-7 contest. Todd Duke, Mike Ogle along with you as we bring you Collinsville K-Hawk football once again on KHawkSportsNetwork.com. Barber under center. And man into motion once again, and that is Medved. And this time it goes to the up man. That is Sauer. And Sauer picks up a first down and then some as he gets the ball across the 35-yard line to about the 37-yard line, and that'll move the chains for the Triad Knights.
Yeah, nice play there. Just a quick handoff, inside handoff, and then the fake that followed kind of faked out the Collinsville defense there. He looked like Brett Favre back there with the hand gesture. Yeah, nice pickup by the Triad Knights. First down, new set of downs, and K-Hawk defense is going to have to get back there and make some tackles here.
1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Triad Knights break huddle and bring it up to the line of scrimmage. Collinsville's defense has been playing pretty well all night with the exception of the turnover, which resulted in Triad's only touchdown. Sauer underneath center once again. Barber underneath center once again. He has all kinds of guys behind him moving in motion. Medved gets the ball, and he is off to the races. He's got one man chasing him. That's Cornelius Walker. It's not, but Medved is going to go all the way for a touchdown, and that is going to be a huge touchdown for Triad of the variety of 62 yards. 62-yard touchdown for Trevor Medved, and Triad has broken the 7-7 deadlock.
Yeah, great play there by Medved. Again, the deception, the fake there by Barber. Number 7, the Triad quarterback. Worked out great there. 2 plays in a row, 2 nice gains. The second one, unfortunately, 62-yard touchdown, right?
62-yard touchdown run. Dwayne York is in to try the extra point. And we're going to have a whistle. Collinsville came offside big time. It was that was a nice run there and a full head of steam.
Henry Weinrich there on the outside. We usually mention his name for making good tackles, but he was ready to go after that ball a little bit too aggressively there.
Give him an A for effort. 5:55 left to play here in the second quarter. Right now, 13-7 in favor of the Triad Knights as they try a even closer extra point now. You can't move it much closer.
I think it stopped raining for a little bit, Todd.
It looks like it. It would be nice if it would stay that way for the rest of the game. All right, once again, and now we have movement again. Another flag on the play as we're trying to get this extra point taken care of.
Yeah. I don't know if that was Triad there. Referees are going to talk about it.
As the referees try to figure it out. And it's a false start against Triad, so tit for tat.
Yeah, it looked like kind of maybe their center did a little pump or, kind of looked in that general direction there as a center.
Well, the line of scrimmage on an extra point is what, the 3-yard line, 2-yard line?
Something like that.
So when Collinsville went offside, the only thing they could do is move it half the distance to the 1, but this one's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so that's going to move the line of scrimmage back to the 6-yard line. So now York is going to be kicking the ball from his 15 instead of his 10. We'll see if that 5 yards makes a difference. And there's the snap. There's the ball. It's down. The kick is up, and it is good. So 14-0. Triad takes the lead with 5:55 left to play here in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout. We're back after this on KHawkSportsNetwork.com. Back at Triad High School, Todd Duke and Mike Ogle along with you as Triad scored a touchdown and they have the lead 14-0 or 14-7, excuse me, and there's a kickoff and it's taken by one of the upmen and the upman brings it all the way back into Triad territory. After he gets up, I'll find out who he is. That is Dylan Johnson for Collinsville. And that, once again, is excellent starting field position for the Kahoks, but the other two times that Collinsville has started a possession inside Triad territory, they have not come away with any points.
No, that has not helped the Kahoks tonight, but we'll take it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
50-yard line. Nice run there by Dylan Johnson, junior linebacker for the Kahoks. Kind of caught everybody off guard, I think including Triad. We're not all quite ready there.
All right, Zabalia back in there at quarterback once again. He has Mayweather and Burke. The handoff goes to Mayweather. He tries the right side, has a little bit of room, and picks up some nice yardage, about 8 on the play. That gets the ball from the 45 down to the 37-yard line of the Triad Knights.
Yeah, they've been running Mayweather off that right-hand side. It seems to be successful for the Kahoks. That's another nice run by him. Just a quick little handoff off tackle.
5:25 left to play in the second quarter. 14-7 in favor of the Triad Knights. Once again, Mayweather and Burks are your running backs. There's the snap. There's the handoff. It goes to Mayweather, and he got close to the line of scrimmage, but missed it by about a yard after a little stutter step there on the handoff.
Yeah, big hit there by number 50 for Triad, Luke Tyre, junior, 6'1", 230 pound. Put a nice pop on Mayweather there.
So Collinsville, after a nice gain by Mayweather, followed it up by a loss of a yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 40-yard line of the Triad Knights. Berkla on the far side of the field as Connor takes the snap, pitches it out to the right-hand side to Mayweather. Mayweather close to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought down right at the first down marker. And I believe that maybe one of the Triad Knights actually helped by throwing him forward, and they are going to move the chain. So first down, Collinsville.
Yeah, nice third down conversion there by the Kahoks. Mayweather with a nice strong run there, powered through at the end there to get the first down, get the couple extra yards he needed.
So he had Cornelius Walker in there as one of the wide receivers for a while, but now you have Chuck Lamb and Damian Berkla. Haven't seen much of Zach Mathis since that first series.
Yeah, that was a good play earlier.
Once again, Mayweather and Burke line up as running backs, and there's another snap over the head of Zabalia. This one's on the ground, and Triad's going to recover. They do so on their own 46-yard line, and now each team has had 2 turnovers.
Well, again, what we came in here at the beginning of the game talking about the lowlights of last week was the center quarterback exchange for the Kahoks. Again, this week, not much better. Looks like every play that Zabalia is getting the ball, he's having trouble handling it, getting it down to his running back, Mayweather. When they do get the exchange, they've been picking up decent yards, nice runs, but something like this just crushes you.
Last week it was low snaps, except for the one that Zabalia had over his head. This week it's been high snaps, and here's I don't know what that was. Barber looked like he tried to hand the ball off, but the running back didn't want to take it, and both of them were running up with it for a little while, and finally Barber just tucked it in and ran, and what do you know, he picked up 11 yards on the play and got a first down.
Well, we saw that last year against this team. I think I commented about it. The quarterback and the running back will run side by side, almost both holding onto the ball. Whoever gets hit, let's go, and the other guy takes off. That's exactly what happened here. They can use some misdirection, confusing the K-Hawk line.
And the broadcasters. Barber is underneath center once again. Medved comes into motion. Barber's going to go back to pass. He throws the ball, and it's into the ground.
Yeah, he was hit right when he let go of it. Coming in there, looked like 89. Was that Weinreich?
And that was intended for Cody Wigington, who had 2 catches for 21 yards last week.
Barber took a good little hit there at the end of that play after he let go of the ball.
So 3:41 left to go here in this first half. 14-7 in favor of Triad. Triad with the ball, and they are into Collinsville territory. They have it on the K-Hawks 42-yard line. And once again, Barber brings his team out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. He has Sauer behind him, and don't forget about Medved. And if you're not thinking about it, They might just give the ball to Lusk every once in a while. Here's a straight handoff. This one goes to Sauer, and Sauer picks up about 7 on the play and brings it up to Collinsville's 36-yard line. That keeps the clock running. 3:20 left to play here in the first half. First half.
You okay over there, Todd?
Oh, yeah.
You sound like Peter Brady over here all of a sudden tonight.
Pork chops and applesauce. Oh, for the younger crowd, they have no idea what we're talking about.
Big third down here for the K-Hawk D. They got to hold him here.
3rd and about 4 to go. They'll call it 3 on the scoreboard.